Ah! Bon appetit.
Honestly, I'm having a little trouble picking recipes from these cookbooks these days. It's not because there's a shortage of recipes in Mastering the Art of French Cooking Volume 1, Mastering the Art of French Cooking Volume 2. You know, these are big books. There's a lot going on in here, but it's just like anytime I'm skimming through these books, it's just like I'm just unfamiliar with a lot of this stuff, or it seems very, very, very complicated, or just I can't picture what I'm reading, or it's just like I'm kind of lost, honestly. And whenever I feel like this, you know, I go to the internet and I start searching what are the best Julia Child recipes to make. And you know, it's the usual suspects: beef bourguignon, coq au vin, bouillabaisse, crêpes Suzette, quiche Laurent. Like, I've made all this stuff, so it's just like, is there something that I haven't made yet that, you know, I should have by this point? I've already done this 100 times before looking through these lists, but there's something that I was like, huh? I haven't seen that one before. It was the chicken Waterzooi. Chicken Waterzooi. That's absolutely not how it's pronounced. I should have looked that up before I hit record.
Waterzooi.
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 I was looking for chicken Waterzooi in the back of the book of both of these, and it doesn't show up. It's like all these recipes in here, but it doesn't have the Waterzooi, which was kind of disappointing. So I didn't know what to do. And then it dawned on me, I've just gone to a used bookstore and picked up a brand new cookbook from Julia Child. Check this out. It's a beaut. It's the French Chef Cookbook. And this is an old one. This copy was published in 1968. Very fragile, and anytime I open it, I have to be careful because it's gonna like fall apart. So no throwing this one around. I'm gonna treat it like a child. Whoever had this book before me took very good care of it. If you go here, you're looking through here, and look, they've highlighted their favorite recipes. Anyway, I went to the index and there it is. Waterzooi of chicken, page 213. It's in this book. Hallelujah. So the recipe is chicken simmered in white wine with aromatic vegetables. Well, that's like the first part of the recipe. That's the non-caloric part of the recipe. So if you want to have a healthy dinner, you go with that. But if you want to party, served à la Waterzooi. This is a Flemish recipe which originated in Ghent, in Belgium. For those who didn't know, I used to live in Belgium very recently ago, pre-COVID. I honestly would go to Ghent all the time because it was just beautiful there. It's just stunning. Check out the view. Check out the view. So this recipe has piqued my interest. Let's make it. 2 of everything: carrots, onion, celery. So I'm gonna julienne my vegetables. Take my carrots, cut them in half, then I cut off little thin slices. Then I take these pieces here, stack them on top of each other, and slice down and into little matchstick pieces. So it's like 1.5 inches long. This takes forever. Completely forgot I had this. So I can julienne vegetables with my mandolin. I've never done it before, but I know there's this little twist. I can turn this dial here, and these blades come up. The oven mitt is gonna help me guide this thing through. Come on, oven mitt. Yeah, that's not really working. I don't really know how to do this. So take my stalk of celery. Okay, I don't know how to. Okay, do not do whatever I'm doing. I don't recommend it. That just seemed too dangerous. I need to julienne it the old-fashioned way. Thinly slice these onions right down the middle. Come on. Yeah. 3 vegetables now cut up into like the same shape. That took way more time than I ever wanted it to. So using this today. So roughly 2 tablespoons of butter, half a bay leaf, half a cup of chicken broth. Add the veggies. On a medium heat, I'm gonna cook these slowly for 10 minutes. Vegetables are doing their thing, so I'm gonna prep the chicken. Separate chicken cutting board. We got ourselves a whole bird. Full chicken cut up. Just cut up, straight up cut up. Yeah, I'll just cut it this way. Cut the bird in half, separate the breast and the leg, the drumstick from the thigh, and wing from the breast. So I was watching this video on how Julia Child takes apart chicken. This is kind of how she did it. So there's like the white meats, the wings, the thighs, and the 2 drumsticks. But the question is, do I leave the bones in? There's this piece on the chicken breast where she says just cut it right off because there's not a lot of meat on it. Wipe the blood off your fingers and dry it up. Bring the other cutting board back. Take the vegetables off the heat. I need my giblets. I don't have giblets, chicken giblets. That's like what? The inside of a chicken, like the heart and stuff. I don't have that. So I'm gonna ignore that. So I'm putting all the chicken pieces in with the vegetables. I don't know if it should be skin facing down or not. It doesn't say. Sprinkle, wash your hands. Salt, pepper. I think I'm gonna double down on the salt because there is no salt in this dish yet. Okay, next up I have dried tarragon. I add a 1/4 teaspoon of tarragon. About a cup of dry white vermouth. Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. And 2 cups of chicken broth. And that should almost cover the chicken, and it almost does. Bring that back to the stove to simmer. I gotta choose my own adventure with this. It's either leave it on here or it goes in the oven. Oh, into the oven, it's 325 degrees Fahrenheit. What am I doing? Into a preheated 325 degree Fahrenheit oven for half an hour. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So chicken is done when the drumsticks are pricked with the fork and are tender. Remove the giblets, which, I didn't add, and then skim off the fat. Okay, there's really not that much fat. So I'm gonna move this over here. Thank you. This is where the party starts. I need 6 egg yolks. Add in half a cup of heavy cream. Blend the eggs and the cream in a mixing bowl with a wire whip. Which, I think she just means whisk. Bring this back over here. Ow, that's hot. This is gonna be the most challenging part of the recipe. A ladle full of this really hot liquid. So I'm just gonna add a little bit into these. I'm gonna add just a little into this. And mix that in slowly. A bit more of that mixture in with the eggs. No worse feeling in the world than when this kind of stuff curdles, so just keep mixing. This is a slow warming. Pour the egg yolk mixture back into the casserole dish with the chicken and the vegetables. If I did this wrong, this would be devastating. Back onto the heat. Slowly swirl the casserole over moderate heat for several minutes until the sauce thickens. Be careful sauce does not come near the simmer and curdle the eggs. I should have done this beforehand, but the chicken breast was way too big. So I took the skin off, removed the bone, and I cut it up into smaller pieces. I'm just gonna do that for the chicken breast, and everything else is cool. Also, I think it could use a little more pepper and salt, please. And remove the bay leaf. Of course, some parsley on the very top. That does it. Order up. If I was gonna do something different, I'd probably take all the bones and the skin off and make this more into like a soup rather than what I've done here, which is like kind of in between. What am I doing? Honestly, what am I doing? Like I want to eat this like a soup, but I have this like big drumstick in here with the skin and the bone on. I don't know if the cookbook is as straightforward as it could be about this recipe, because I was expecting something more along the lines of coq au vin. So the taste is there, it's good old-fashioned home cooking. It's just, what is this? I feel like now that I know what this dish looks like, I would embrace the soup. So if you're gonna make it, you have to make the decision. Is Julia Child in her heavy cream? If I was gonna remake this recipe, I'd probably dial back the cream. Just like at this point, that much cream just seems a bit old-fashioned. That's all I have today. This was Jamie and Julia. Bon appetit. Au revoir. This fridge is so goddamn loud. Don't let me forget that I unplugged the fridge.